everybody, it's Kristy Nakamura with eXp Realty. I get a lot of questions about what's the home buying process like in Hawaii, what is it like to move, all these types of things. So we're going to break down the process to get started. So after you decide that you're interested in moving to the islands, one of the first things I like to do is a buyer's consult. There's a lot of differences between purchasing a home in the mainland and purchasing in Hawaii. So when we have our first initial consult, we'll go over expectations on what you're going to get for square footage, land size, bedrooms, bathrooms, if you can do a condo or a single family home, and just get an understanding of what our market is like here and if it is a move that you want to take. If you decide, all right, Kristy, we talked story, we've got a good idea, yes, we want to move forward. The second thing I will do is start you up on a portal. And basically this will send you all of the listings that come to market that meet your criteria. We typically start with a little bit broader search and then we narrow it down as you look more into neighborhoods, parts of island, and get more familiarized with it. And then we make that tailored search for you. If you are still on the mainland, you have two options. You can either wait to purchase until you get here, and I have clients that are like, I just have to touch it, feel it, see it for myself. Totally fine, and we can wait till you're here and then we start your real search. We have other people that are like, I have lived in hotels, I'm not interested at all. Find me a house and I'd like to purchase before I get there. If you're in that camp, then what we do is a lot of virtual tours. I will email you links out where you can go and look at it as many times as you need. That's why I don't like the FaceTime, because you only get to do it once, right? So I go make the video, we'll show you the area around it, the blocks around it, any attractions, that kind of thing. Then once we get that narrowed down, we have to talk to a lender. Why is that important? Well, if you are thinking that you want to purchase a $900,000 home, but you can only qualify for 600s, we need to be looking in those 600s. So the pre-approval letter is basically your golden ticket to go look at any house. There are within your budget. So there are sellers that put their houses on market, they're still living in them, they have tenants in them, that kind of thing, and they actually won't let us go see them in some cases without the pre-approval. So that's why that piece of that puzzle is so important. I have lenders that I work with all of the time. I'd love to get you in contact and help get you started on that process. So once you have your pre-approval, it is, you have your golden ticket, and now we are really jumping into the house hunting. So that's either going to be virtual tours or in-person tours. You get a good idea of what the market is like, what you can afford, what types of houses are popping up in your range based off of where you want to live. Once you say, all right, Kristy, this is the property I want, I'm going to run a lot of comps for you. So what that means is I'm going to look at either the building or the neighborhood and all of the houses that sold in the last 180 days that are very similar to the one that you want. Typically, I'll make a video breaking down what the taxes are, what the HOA is, any maintenance fees, and again, what those houses sold for the last 180 days. One of the things that I'll also do is show you pictures of the other ones that sold so we can compare apples to apples. Because if there's one that sold in a building for 400,000 but you're looking at one that's 550, what's the difference, right? Well, maybe the one for 400 was in original condition, nothing had ever been updated, and the one that you're looking at for 550 is turnkey ready and it's been updated and it's gorgeous now. So just trying to give you the full picture. After that, if you decide to make an offer, we're going to redirect you to the lender, because before we make any offers, I want you to know your payment breakdown. The worst thing to have happen is to get your hopes up that you're gonna get this house, we get in contract, and then you talk to the lender and you're like, oh my gosh, this payment is nuts. I don't wanna do this, right? So we could just negate that whole thing from happening by having you talk to your lender. I share information with the HOA, the property taxes, purchase price, that kind of thing. And then if you use Brendan Oshita, for example, he'll run interactive charts for you and show you what your principal and interest looks like, your whole payment, and if there's anything we can do with seller concessions to help save you money on your monthly payment. Once you have that information, if you tell me we're green for writing an offer, I will type that up for you. We get it reviewed by our broker, and then we're going to go over it. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or experienced, Hawaii has a different type of contract. It is 14 pages. It is extensive. I don't want any of my clients signing documents before they understand what they are, ramifications, that kind of thing. So what I do for you is either we have a Google Meet and we go over the contract paragraph by paragraph, or I can make a video explaining what it is if you're not available for a Google Meet. And I'll always leave that up to the clients how they want to proceed. We don't have to do that for every single contract that we write, because after you go through it once, you pretty much know what to expect, and then you're just looking for like purchase price, special terms, address, that kind of thing on consecutive contracts if we don't get it the first time. Once we put in your offer to the listing agent, we have a waiting period to hear back from the seller, and that's really hard to just stay patient and calm and collected. Normally it's not too long of a process, and I'll keep you updated throughout. If you get your offer accepted, well, then when the fun starts. We will pull in our transaction coordinator, who will make a timeline for you, keep you updated on those major time frames, which you have to sign off on condo documents and get your home inspection done. When is termite due? When do you have to pay your earnest money? So all of that's going to come in a timeline, so you know exactly what to expect. And then the transaction coordinator will help make sure all of the documents are signed during our escrow process. We will send you out inspectors that we know, like, and trust. You can either pick to go with one of them, or feel free to find someone else that you feel confident with. So all of the decision-making processes, we will guide you, we'll give you vendors, we'll give you information, but ultimately it's always your decision on who you use. After the inspection is done, a couple of things can happen. You can ask for credits, you can ask for repairs, or you can cancel the transaction based off of what you see in the inspection. If you're asking for credits, we may go back and forth with the sellers a couple of times. Say you ask for $5,000, they're willing to give $1,000. Maybe we can find somewhere in the middle, and that's my job to negotiate on your behalf and get you as much as I possibly can without us having to fall out of escrow if that's not what you want. Once that timeline is done, you'll get condo documents typically, and with those, it is a lot of reading. I highly encourage you to read everything in the condo docs, and sometimes single family homes also get condo documents. So that's a little bit different than the mainland in a lot of cases too. And then we'll have our closing, we'll have our final walkthrough. I give you a checklist for final walkthrough, and it's like our own little mini inspection. We go around and make sure that all of the windows are good, doors are good, electricity still on, hot water still works. Just those basic principles of making sure the house is in the same condition it was when you put the purchase contract on it to begin. And then the last thing is our loan documents and closing. So Hawaii is a little bit different. When I started real estate school, I was like, wait, what do you mean we don't close and sign our documents and get keys the same day? So it's a foreign idea for somebody that's bought and sold on the mainland. So for Hawaii, if you sign your loan documents on a Monday, on Tuesday, things actually get carted around the island to the different offices they need to go. On Wednesday, we have a beach day and nothing happens. And then on day 4, that Thursday, you would actually close and record. The house is now yours, and you get the keys to your new place. So that's a quick nutshell of how the process works. Depending on your timeline and how quickly you want to move, we have gotten clients in contract on their second day of showing and close within 3.5 weeks. If you're off island, then the process is a little bit longer if you want to get here and go through. So again, this is one of those things that you are the ultimate decision maker, and we're here to guide and help you. One thing that's different about working with Hawaii Homes by Kristy and EXP is that you have constant communication. So I ask all of my clients, if you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you have a burning question, please just text or email me. My phone goes off around night where it's on silent so I can get some sleep. But if you have those questions, as soon as I get up the next morning, I'll get those answered for you. This is especially important if you are moving back to Hawaii or on the mainland transferring here, that you have constant communication. Don't be shy, just ask away all the questions, because that's what I'm here for, right? So I want to give you as much education on buying a home here and be of great value and service for you throughout the transaction. So if you have any questions on buying a house in Hawaii, please let me know, 808-829-6819, or search HawaiiHomesByKristy.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Mahalo.